Hello and welcome to the Traybakes and More cooking channel. I'm Callie and today I've got another easy tray bake for you. These are Mocha Squares. There's a chocolatey base with some cocoa powder and oats and flour and sugar and butter. And then the top is a coffee butter icing. Very simple, just mixing and stirring. Another simple one with wet ingredients mixing in with dry ingredients. Very quick, very easy to make and very tasty. So let's get baking. So for the base, it is another simple mix of wet ingredients and dry ingredients. For the wet ingredients, I just have melted butter. For the dry ingredients, in my big bowl, I have sieved some plain flour and some baking powder. Just make sure there's no lumps in there, aerates it a little bit, incorporates the baking powder with the plain flour. And then I'm going to mix in some porridge oats, simple, regular oatmeal, some cocoa powder. You can sieve that as well if you think there might be little lumps in there, just to be sure, and some regular granulated sugar. White sugar, plain white sugar. I'm going to put all the dry ingredients in here, mix that together, then pour in the butter, mix it again, into my tray bake tin, into the oven, and that is the base done. So just mix this until everything's a uniform colour. There's no little patches of white flour or sugar sitting in there. And then I'm just going to press this into my tin. I've got my usual 8-inch square, 20cm square tray bake tin lined with a bit of baking parchment. That just helps everything come out more easily and helps with cleanup. Just going to press this into the tin, into the oven for 10 or 15 minutes. It should be risen up a little bit. It'll still be a little bit springy to touch when it's done. But into the oven with this now. And that's the base done. So here it is, just taken out of the oven now. Took me about 20 minutes, so ignore what I said earlier about 10 or 15 minutes, more like 15 to 20. It will have risen slightly, you can see it around the edges there where it's risen. Cocktail stick stuck in the middle should come out clean. It'll smell amazing. I'm just going to leave this to cool in the tin now. I'm going to prepare the icing, but you want this fairly cold before you put the icing on. Some tray bakes, you can put it on while it's still warm, but this we want to have this cool. So set it to one side, but the base is done, and we're just going to get on with the coffee icing. So while the base is cooling, I'm getting on with the topping, which is another simple mix of melted ingredients and dry ingredients. In my bowl, I have icing sugar, sifted icing sugar, just to make sure there's no lumps in that. And then I have melted in my little saucepan here, butter and coffee extract. If you can get hold of camp coffee extract, then please use it, because it smells wonderful and it just gives that wonderful coffee flavour that I associate with coffee tray bakes when I was a kid. If you cannot get hold of it, I know it's not the easiest thing, maybe, especially here in the US, it's not the easiest thing to get hold of. So some strong coffee instead. So 2 tablespoons of strong coffee with the butter. If you want less of a coffee taste, then 1 tablespoon of the coffee extract plus some water, or 2 tablespoons of coffee extract if you want that extra coffee kick, because this is where the coffee flavour comes from. The chocolate flavour is in the base. But this is just a straightforward mix of pouring in the buttery mixture into here, mixing it, and then over the base. So just like when we were mixing the base, just keep stirring until there's no more little white pockets of icing sugar that you can see, and then grab yourself like a spatula or a knife or something like that to spread this on top of the base. And here is the finished article. I'm just going to let this firm up a little bit more in the tin before I cut it into squares. Topping is on the base. As you can see, I've put a little pattern in my icing here. Sometimes my icing doesn't spread just as smoothly and uniformly as I would like. So, I just ran this through the back of a fork just to make some patterns on that. But, you tell everyone that that's the way it's meant to look. They'll never know the difference. Mocha Squares. So keep an eye out for more recipes. Subscribe to my channel, tell your family and friends, and I'll see you again soon on Traybakes and More.